One of the first accessories I decided to buy, even before doing any metal detecting whatsoever, was a scoop with holes in it. This had 3 advantages. Number 1, you didn't need a shovel. It had a handle. Number 2, it had a container compartment or basket compartment or scoop compartment, so it could hold material. And it looked really good because it had these wonderful holes in, which were big enough to get rid of lots of sand and small enough to retain a target. The capacity of the container was much too small. This made the recovery of the target ridiculously slow. It didn't bring the pinpointer into the equation, so I very quickly abandoned this solution. The T-fell colander turned out to be lightweight and collapsible, so it's very easy to carry with you. It stands upright for stability. The holes are small, but if you use an electric drill, you can increase their size. When collapsed, the water channel can be used to pan gold. It turned out to be very sturdy in the field. Because it's not metal, you can test the contents with the pinpointer. Because the hand scoop proved to be too small for the task, I usually replaced it with the colander. Eventually your pinpointer will prove that the target is either in the hole or it's now in the colander. If the sand is dry, all you have to do now is shake the colander until the target is revealed. The Grand Experiment, a handyman special. It started life as a deep fryer with a handle to which was added a colander attached by metal clips. Fill it up with sand, shake out the dry sand, leaving only the rocks and the target. The next experiment was on wet sand and rocks. Because of the large capacity that the colander provided, I should be able to get a lot inside, but I wasn't feeling very optimistic. The test quickly proved that the wet sand wouldn't get through, so all that was left was to dump it out and test for a target with the pinpointer. Any day, any time, I'm willing to try something new. This item caught my attention, and I thought it might have a benefit to metal detecting, in particular that difficult task of the target recovery. This is plastic, some kind, so it's not affected by a pinpointer. This again is Demented science. I got to take a strip of this and take it with me. Here we go. This new kind of basket is very light, easy to transport. It wasn't made of metal, so it didn't bother the detector or the pinpointer. You could put a considerable amount of dirt or sand on it, and you could shake it if you wanted to and filter out the sand. Now, creative ways for target recovery. If you use your nose, you're just a show-off. Somebody needs to accessorize. For this one, you have to be working in deep, wet sand. The tube has to have a closed end because you're depending upon the vacuum, and it needs a handle. I gave it a shot, but the tube was too narrow, the end was not closed, and the sand was shallow and very rocky. Try this yourself if you live in a good beach area, and let me know how it works out. It's June the 2nd, 2018, at the Mimico Creek in Toronto. Here I am holding behind my back the best basket I have ever found for use. It works perfectly in gardens, in lawns, even here in the rocky area it's perfect. It's also great at the beach, whether you're going through dry sand or wet sand. I'm about to produce it for you right now, which is the drum roll. Absolutely nothing. You do not need a basket. Now, there is one exception, and that exception is if you have a good beach, and I can't speak from first-hand experience. If you have a good beach, you need one of those long-handled, I call them popcorn makers. People who are expert know how to use that below the water without bending down, and if they have a good machine where the recovery is excellent, where you can identify the location so you don't do a lot of digging, you simply scoop it in 2 or 3 times, and then you can shake it through the holes and get rid of all the sand and find your target, or use your pinpointer to assist you. But in that situation, I would probably do it, but I don't have that situation here in Toronto. So that's it. Nothing. Just pile your debris on the side. If you're on a nice landscape lawn, I do use the nap. I use the nap to keep the dirt together. Then bring up 2 or 3 shovelfuls of debris. Find if your target's in the hole or in the nap or beside if you're not using a nap, and locate it that way. So that's about it. That's the great announcement. You don't need a basket.